My name is. My name is.
My name is Mac.
I'm Ethan. Today we're here to talk about what works for us, what we get to process daily as individuals and partners to make it work.
You gotta loosen up for this video, people. I want to preface that we are not masters of relationship. We are learning every single day.
As individuals in a relationship, we are changing every single day. So I think one of the most important things we do is revisit our needs. My needs change every single day as far as relationship goes because they do as an individual also. There's been so many recreations of myself, and one thing that we get to remind each other a lot is to remain curious about each other because there's constant recreation and rediscovery and implementation of new practices. And I feel like the most important thing we do is stay curious. And even if I have a moment where I think that I know everything about my partner, I'm always reminded that I don't.
Remaining curious is something we've taken with us since the beginning of our relationship. When you assume something about your partner, you aren't giving this now version of them a chance to be whatever they wanted to create that day, and it automatically creates a disconnect because we're growing all the time. We call each other we're partners to each other.
Partners, lovers. If I'm introducing who I am, they are getting to know me, and I say, yeah, I have a partner. A lot of the times, I think the assumption is, it's a natural assumption to assume that I have like a male partner because I'm saying partner. The reason that has come up for me and why partner is what it is and not girlfriend. Before I met Mac, there was this idea and expectation for what a girlfriend is, what it could be. It was just so built up and fantasized, and I created this whole world without ever actually experiencing it. So it created these expectations and realities that didn't exist. I met Mac, it totally just wiped that clean, and I was like, wow, this is a partnership, companionship, a teammate. This is a relationship I believe in.
Let's talk about communication. I feel like so many couples on planet Earth go through their lifetime without like truly communicating and taking the mask off and opening the heart up and allowing the raw version to sit in front of the other person and say, this is how I really feel today. Or this really upset me, and your partner being able to fully receive you. Don't get me wrong, there's days where we can't fully receive each other because we have other stuff going on in our bodies, mind, spirit, in our field. I would say that we are really good at receiving each other when we're sitting in front of the other and being so vulnerable.
There's gonna be moments when things can't be communicated fully, and I think a lot of it stems back to how well we communicate with ourselves. Sometimes for me, it takes a second to even understand what I need to communicate. A lot of times there's a feeling before there's even words to communicate.
When he's processing or I'm processing, the other person has to be patient and go on with their lives until the other person is ready to clarify and has felt into what they're feeling. It's not about you.
Individuality feels like what makes a relationship even happen.
What first made you attracted to your partner? Is it because they were being themselves and who they've created themselves to be before they met you? I think that's what people forget, is when they're getting into a relationship, they almost want this reflection to be exactly like them. I've been in that position. I've wanted my partner to be who I am. The reason I fell in love with them is for who they are. It's important to remain strong in your individual pillar that connects you to the earth, because then your practices start to waver. Your spirit starts to say, hey, remember me? The essence that you were born into the world with, don't forget about that. I know you love this person so much, but they are not the only thing that's important.
It was so instantaneous because of what we brought when we first met. Something that resonates in spirit and individuality that brings two people together.
I feel like before meeting each other, we were both so passionate about self-growth. Another value that we have is telling each other we love each other often and meaning it.
Affection is so important. It truly is. When building businesses, as we both are, and the flow of everyday life as a human, it's so easy to forget about slowness, softness, affection, love. For me, my love language is touch. If we have a day where we haven't been affectionate, that's another thing we communicate a lot, is like, hey, I would love to just hug or kiss or cuddle tonight in bed with intention. Again, it starts with of my greatest values, individuality. Having an affectionate relationship with yourself is so important to maintain an affectionate relationship with the partner. Because if it was the other way around, I would become so dependent on her affection. If it ever left, even for a day, I couldn't imagine what that would do if I didn't already have some level of affection and that relationship built within myself.
Yeah. Something we practice every day is gratitude.
So there's power in just expressing things for whatever it is.
You have to embody it. You have to walk in gratitude in your relationship. I really do believe that. If we walk in gratitude every day for each other, the other person's going to feel that. And they're going to reflect that back to you.
These ideas that we're speaking on, it's not just for romantic relationships. These values that we hold and we possess, they allow us to create an awesome foundation that we get to rework. Right now, I feel like we're rebuilding the foundation.
It's not going to stay the same. And I think we're learning that right now. Our relationship is seriously transitioning. God was like, halt. We're going to go through some challenges and you guys are going to have to rebuild afterwards because your old practices aren't working. That we're going to have to rework it again and again.
Lifelong longevity is something that is intentionally practiced.
I think I knew you in a past life. I do. Because that's how it felt when I met him. I remember seeing his eyes and I said, you
same.
feel familiar. Like, what is it? I think that's all we'll share with you guys today.